Assalamu alaikum. I would be discussing Athena's integration with S3 in this tutorial, in this demo actually. So what exactly is Athena? Athena is basically a serverless big data analysis tool or big data analysis service. So this helps us to run large analysis on our data sets without us worrying about or provisioning the infrastructure. Why so? Because of course, as I said, this is a serverless architecture. So this is a serverless service. So we do not need any sort of infrastructure maintenance in this case because we only pay for the data that is being scanned during our queries, and we can use we use SQL queries on our raw data that we can put in S3, and this data can be in CSV or JSON, etc., or other such similar formats. Now we can combine this with a number of other services like Firos, etc., to load it in S3. So that is like another discussion. So right now, what does this do? Basically, how does this work? This what happens is that we load it onto S3. Like let me go and see and show you that we load data on S3. This is like for example my mock data dataset, or basically in my database, and then we can actually define our schema manually, or we can run a group crawler to define our schema in Athena. So in my case, let me show you the data actually. Okay, so this is my dataset. Not like a dataset. This is my schema that I've generated from Mokoro, a simple lame dataset. So this dataset has people's first name, last names, and the car that they use, and the year of the car, and the color of the car, etc. So this is just a little dataset. All right, so what we do is that we can either define our schema manually on Athena, or the other thing is that we can use group crawlers to define our schema for us. But in my case, I defined my schema manually. So let me show you how I've done that. So for example, over here, let's create a table from S3 bucket. Uh, uh, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, etc., etc. We'll create a database. Let's say new DB. Now we will of course give it a path, and we can use it. I gave my path for my data because oh sorry. So this is the folder which has my CSV file. File format is CSV, and Apache Hive. I'm gonna uh, use, keep the default settings. And then yes, we have to add column details manually. For example, column name would be let's see ID. Let's start from here. Column type would be int, etc. And then we can add another column would be like first name. Let's copy this directly from here. And then column type would be varchar. And then I can define the line to be 25. Oh, sorry. And so on. I can create the entire table over here, and this would be done. So I've already done that. So let's close this. So this is the table that I've created, and I can run a little query over here, and yes, the result would be stored. Let me show you something else. And yes, we have to. And what happens is that in the entire flow, as we define our schema, or as we define a schema manually on Athena, or we use Glue to define the schema, the result of the query that we run would have to be stored somewhere. We can and then we have to manually define the landing point of our query. So in my case, I had decided. Oh, sorry. So in my case, I had decided that the landing point would be uh, query results inside my bucket. So let me show you my workbook. Okay, yeah. So I'm using the primary work group for this instance, and then I've defined the query result location as my bucket over here. So let me run a simple query over here. Let's see. Okay, what is the nibble? Wait a second. I think I'm using the wrong. Oh, I haven't chosen the correct. Ah, yes, here it goes. Let's see where car make is sorry. Car make equals to, let's say, maybe hmm, Lamborghini. All right, and let's run this query. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think I have a little error. Let me have a look at this error and then I'll come back. Oh yeah, so so the mistake was that I accidentally gave the name of the DB instead of the name of the table. So I just fixed that. So the name of my table was demo car table. So let's see that okay. I just ran the query a minute ago. So let me change this again so that I can run it in front of you guys. Let's make it RAM, and let's run this query. Okay, so the result. My result is as follows. We have one guy named Tony Yellow V, who has a 2012 maroon RAM. Okay, so let's have a look at the results. So I have my query results in my bucket, and let me refresh this. So the latest one is 2018-59. Okay, the result isn't here. So okay, so this is I think I forgot to mention this before, that Athena, sorry, yes, Athena is asynchronous. So we might not get the results of our queries right away, and we might not get them in the order that we have queried them. So we can get our results out of order and not necessarily at the right time. So let me keep refreshing this until I get this, or let me maybe run another query over here. So I can ask this for, let's go with maybe Ford or Jeep. Oh, let's go with Jeep. Let's run this again. Okay, so I have these two results. Then these results should essentially be in my bucket by now. But as you know, as this is asynchronous, and I'll have to wait for a minute for the result to come over here. This is the result of my older query. I can show you that, where I can run this object over here. Uh, I ran this where I think I set the setting to Ford, the car named Ford. I'm not exactly sure about that because I do not remember. So we can see that we can verify results within this like this. We can query the result in itself, then we'll get the result. So, but I'm still waiting for the query results. So let me pause the video and wait. Or maybe I think I might end this video. Okay, all right. So I think let's end the video. So in a minute or two, the few queries that I've ran over here, that I've queried over here, the results would be coming to this bucket, and they'll be stored over here. Then we can view them. We can easily view them over here. But and as I'll say this again, that as this is asynchronous, so we might not get the results in order. And the another thing is that we might also face some delays, as some results might come a little later than expected. All right. So I think this is enough for this tutorial, and thank you.